Hello everyone. I am pleased to welcome you to the next lesson dedicated to working with the Topoplan module. In this lesson, we will look at importing and exporting data from GIS and Land XML, as well as the printing procedure. Before importing GIS objects, we need to create appropriate layers for them. Using layer properties, create layers, plots, green zones, and water objects. Let's adjust their colors as well. Next, to import objects, go to the Topoplan tab and select the Import from GIS command in the Import-Export group. In the GeoImport dialog box, you need to select an existing import pattern or create a new one. Let's create a new pattern and enter its name, Test1. Confirm the creation by clicking the OK button. Each pattern can contain multiple import templates. First, create a new template, then specify the corresponding input file. Template names are displayed in the left column Feature Class, and source files in the right Source file. Create a set of classes to load data about green zones, plots, and water objects. Select an empty field in the left column and enter the name of the new class, Green Zones. Then consecutively enter two more classes, plots and water objects. Click the button to the right of the class name to edit the class. The template is a set of rules for loading data. It defines which objects will be imported, sets the correspondence of parameters between external format objects and nanoCAD objects, specifies the layer to which the data will be imported, etc. Configure each class in turn. For the Green Zones layer, specify the following parameters as in the video. For the Plots layer, we won't change much, only the constant value field. For the Water Objects layer, let's do the same. In the Source File section, specify the GIS data source file for each class. After configuring all the parameters, click the OK button, and the loaded data will be placed on the corresponding layers. As a result, all objects have been moved to their corresponding layers, which we can manipulate by disabling and enabling them. Let's also look at importing and exporting from LandXML and performing calculations. To do this, go to the Topoplan tab and select the Import from LandXML command in the Import or Export group. Specify the path to the import file and open it. In the Properties panel, configure the parameters by changing the DWG units field value to meters. The import result will be two surface models, between which we will perform the calculation. Let's change the display style and see how they look in space. Run the Volume Between Models command. Sequentially specify the surface models in the drawing. First, the plan mesh, and then the actual surface. Next, configure the parameters in the Properties window. The program offers the following types of calculations: total, differenced, and balance. When selecting the total volume option, the total volume of the two surfaces will be calculated. When selecting the differenced volume option, the cut and filled volumes will be calculated. When selecting the balance volume option, the difference between the volume to be cut and the volume to be covered is calculated. The Create Models parameter is responsible for creating an additional surface based on the calculation results if the Yes option is selected. Perform the differenced volume calculation with the creation of an additional surface, and display the calculation results in the drawing by enabling the command to create multiline text in the drawing. Confirm the configured parameters. The calculation result will be displayed in the drawing and the command line. The information specified in the type of calculation will be displayed in the drawing. Clear the drawing of previous calculations and run the surface volume command. The command allows calculating the volume of a surface or its section. In the Properties panel, set the calculation parameters. In the Type of Calculation field, set the value to Balance Volume. The Define Contour parameter is used to set the calculation boundary. In our case, the calculation will be performed for the entire surface, so set it to No. Confirm the Set Calculation Parameters with the Yes command. Next, in the command line, when asked to select a mesh, specify the project's terrain surface. The calculation result will be displayed on the screen and in the command line. Also, let's pay attention to the command line. Remove the surface volume calculation results from the drawing and leave one surface, the one for which we will calculate the area. To calculate the surface area, run the surface area command. In the Properties window, configure the calculation parameters. For the calculation, considering the existing contour, set the Specify Closed Contour parameter to Selection, and to save the result, set Polyface Mesh. Confirm the parameter settings in the command line by specifying Yes. Next, the command line will prompt you to select the calculation contour. Use the closed 3D polyline left in the drawing from the previous calculation. The calculation result is displayed in the command line and on the screen. The total area, area projected onto the XY plane, area projected onto the XZ plane, and area projected onto the YZ plane will be calculated, and the results will be displayed in the command line. The area values are displayed in drawing units. Let's roll back the changes to when there were two surfaces in the drawing. Now let's use the Surface Difference command. The command will create a new surface by subtracting one surface from another. This command has no parameters. Select the surfaces one by one, applying the selection by pressing the Enter button. As a result of the subtraction, you can see the resulting surface below. Let's color our surface resulting from the subtraction using the Mesh Coloring by Height command. Without changing the settings, let's apply the options and change the display style. The surface was colored according to the elevations. Cancel the changes using Ctrl-Z. The possibility of dividing the drawing into formatted sheets for subsequent printing is implemented. The Create Frames command allows you to place view frames of future sheets in the drawing, and the Create Layouts command creates sheets based on the frames with the required formatting and scale. The Create Frames command can be found in the Design of Layouts group. The frame carries information about the template, format, and scale of the sheet. The formatting of the future sheet is taken from the template according to the format. The program offers a choice between two options, ISO or ANSI. Select ISO and choose Format A2 with a vertical orientation. Move one of the surfaces to separate them. Run the Create Frames command again. Change the frame format to a 3 with a vertical orientation by selecting the Layout option in the command line. Let's also change the point to which the frame will be snapped to. This can also be done by pressing the Space button. Place the second object inside it. Now use the Create Layouts command and create sheets for printing named Topo. Sheets were created taking into account the template, format, and scale of the sheet. Let's go back to Model Space. We can delete a frame by selecting it and pressing the Delete button, or we can use the Delete Frames command to delete them all at once. You can temporarily remove or show frames again using the Hide Frames command. This concludes our basic course on the Topoplan module. Thank you for your attention. See you in the next courses.